6:30 Monday morning. Let's grab the 220. Donnie should be here in a few minutes. We'll get that loaded up. We got to go about an hour north of here. Got a basement job to start digging on the lake, even though you can't see the lake. It's a lake lot. Always on time. And away we go. We got a windy little dirt road back there to where we got to go, so got to unload the machine right here and track it down there. Away we go. We probably could have got the low boy back here, but probably best just to drive the machine. And Robert did bring the dump truck and trailer back here already, so. All right, we got a good little track. We got to go all the way down to there. Well, here is our current basement dig for the house right here. So we ended up sliding the house up like 25 feet just to be able to get. This is a walkout basement, and before it was like right up against those trees and only going to be in the ground like 3 feet. So now we got it slid up the hill. It's going to be about 5.5 feet deep. So up out of the ground a little bit, but we got a lot of dirt to dig out. So between stockpiling all that up here, they can backfill that and be good to go. So we got our strings right here. We'll go ahead and paint this out and start digging. This stick makes it a little easier, Robert. I don't have to bend over and crab walk. There we have it. I'll dig it straighter than the line. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, let's. We got a lot of dirt to dig out. Glad I brought the 220. Originally, I was going to do this with the Mini. Let's do it. Do it. All right, let's get started. I'm going to take some of this topsoil and strip it off, lay it over here to the side. That way there'll be something decent to backfill everything with. I'm going to strip some topsoil off and stockpile it so we got something clean to backfill with. And Robert's going to help me start getting my grade. I brought the newer machine because it does have the 2D grade control. So once I get set up and get my elevation, should make life a little bit easier. Have the on-road dump truck, so we will start using it to haul dirt. We're going to stockpile the majority of the dirt in the front out of the way, because as you see, there's just not a whole lot of room to work. This is a walkout basement, so we're pretty much taking this grade all the way down to the trees down there. And as you can tell, there were trees on this, as to why there's so many roots. Just have to rake through the topsoil once it's spread. I'm not going to sit here and try to pick out every root right now. to dig the basement. A lot of roots. They already had somebody else clear the lot and put the driveway in, and it shows. But it's done. Surprisingly, there's a lot of topsoil out here, so it's going to be nice. At least have something decent to backfill with. Alright, well, let me move a little bit more of this, and then we'll start cutting some of that clay out and hauling it up front. Now I can show you how this, I really haven't used this a whole lot since I've got the machine, but you can kind of see now how it works. It's got a grade sensor on it. It's telling me I need to go down 2/10. So I'm going to get it all within about a 1/10 or so, 1/10 or 2, and then I come in here with the skid steer, trim it out. Now if I had the cleanup bucket, you could probably get a little closer, but it's just good to kind of check yourself with, and just kind of keeps you within where you need to be, minus the rocks and everything. Just allows you to kind of glance down and be like, okay, that needs to go down 1/10 of a foot, and then that's great right there. But you do have to kind of recheck it once you move the machine. So I'll dig everything right here, get me a spot on grade, and then I can re-zero off of that. Robert's going to bring the dump truck back over here beside me, start loading dirt into him, and then he's going to haul it up there and dump it into a stockpile in the front, because there's just no room back here to do that. So I'll take and get a spot that is on grade. Right there, so I'll put a flat spot, and then now we know that's grade. I can pull off of that once I'm digging here. Alright, let him get in here and we'll load out some dirt. Well, dump truck's working out good hauling this dirt over there. We ended up moving the house up 25 feet to kind of get it in the ground more, so I was contemplating doing this with like the mini and skid steer, and I'm glad. Originally I was going to bring this, but I'm glad I decided to bring this. There's a lot of dirt, so we're loading it in the truck, hauling it up there just to get it out of the way. There's actually some really really nice clay right here now. Grade control's working good. I just went out there and checked everything. Just gonna rough it in with the bucket teeth, and I'll go in there with the skid steer and slick it all up. We've got to cut it out a little bit deeper around the perimeter where the preformed concrete walls that are going up, and then we have to put 8 inches of gravel in. Takes a little bit longer to load than the 350, but that would have been a little bit of overkill for this. Getting the off-road loads on the truck. The ground seems to be holding it up, so we're going for it. I'm right happy with the grade control. You just have to keep your reference point there and check everything. But it's putting everything right where it needs to be. Started hitting a little bit of clay rock right there, so I got a little bit happy digging that, but we got to put a gravel base down anyway, so it'll all work out. Let me go ahead and dump that load for him and get another one. Let's dig a little more material out of here. So I'm starting to hit a little bit of a clay rock type stuff. It's a little hard to dig. Making it work. Like the tailgate didn't quite shut all the way on that one, but we're just going 100 feet, so I think it'll be all right. I won't load it up as full as I normally do. hard digging though. Here I am saying I'm not going to put a bunch against the tailgate, and I just got sidetracked. What you do when you run an excavator, when you know how to run one, your brain just starts zooming in on everything else that you have to do, and you don't even think about operating. You just get a full bucket full, dump it, get another one, and my mind's thinking about the 200 tons of materials we got to haul out here, and when I'm going to send the truck, time frames. I don't want to let him start hauling, so that, you know, I'm not sitting here waiting on him, yada yada yada. But we got to get the dirt out first. All right. Get another one, go get some lunch. Another load of dirt coming along. One more pass, I'll have this corner cleaned out. We'll start over there and start working our way back. Robert's taking the skid steer and pushing it all up into a pile, kind of tracking it in, and take the dump truck back up there and dump it. And just kind of keep everything condensed into a pile a little bit better. That's a heavy pusher skid steer, but going uphill, it struggles a little bit. It's not a very far haul, but it sure is nice to put it in the dump truck and move it over there. So I got one half of the basement done. Now I am digging the topsoil back here in the back where it daylights out, and stockpiling it right here to the side. Robert is stockpiling the clay over there, pushing that up. Looks like he's dumping the load I just loaded now. So I'm going to get all this, try to keep it separate. It's not the greatest topsoil in the world, but it's not red clay. Backfill and have a little bit of topsoil around the house. Dry too. This is going to actually turn out to be a fair amount of dirt. I would have instantly regretted trying to dig this with the mini and the skid steer. Like I said, originally it was like pretty much right here where I've already dug, so it wasn't going to be terrible. Moving it up definitely added a lot more dirt to it. Alright, well, let me finish stockpiling this, and I'll start cutting the grade over here for the other half of the basement. Alright, so I'm backing in here. Well, he's backing in here. We're loading the truck from the back now. We'll make this cut out and then trim that wall out. Get that nice and square. Stay about, I don't know, 8 or 10 feet off of it for right now. I wish there was a spot I could stockpile the dirt right there to the side, but it's the garage and woods. Doesn't leave me a lot of room, so we gotta keep hauling all the dirt up here. Which, once the house is done, it's gonna be about 4.5 feet out of the ground, 5 feet. So, end up spreading all that dirt right there to backfill the foundation so it doesn't look so silly. As they want a walkout basement, 9-foot ceilings, you can only go 5 feet in the ground. It's got to come on up out of the ground pretty high. Definitely get my money's worth out of the dump truck this month. Which I knew I had all these jobs coming up, so it was kind of like it all worked out. That was a lot of dirt. Probably at 50 loads of dirt we've already hauled out. This was 8 right here, and we're running out of room to dump. So it was pushing up the skid steer. Now the pile just kind of got too big, so I'm going to take the 220, start stacking it up again. So we're going to have quite the mountain here. Just kind of come through here and hog it out, pile it up, come back behind me with a skid steer and just kind of tidy everything up. This is the septic field, so we can't fill in over top of it. We can pile some dirt here, but we just have to clean it back up, back down to topsoil. Not the end of the world. Well, we have quite the pile of dirt here now. Got a storm coming, so I'm going to slick up the bottom right here real quick before it rains on it. Almost done though. Be back tomorrow to finish. Well, it was a good day today. We got majority of the basement dug like I was hoping to. Well, I was actually hoping to get the whole basement dug, but like I said, it ended up being a little more dirt than I anticipated. But I got pretty much got that on grade. Left a benchmark for tomorrow. We have got a mountain of dirt. Got a mountain of dirt. We're gonna leave the truck here tonight. Rock quarry's pretty close, so we'll just haul from there tomorrow. No need to drive it an hour home to drive it 10 minutes down the road to the rock quarry. So finished cutting this out in the morning, and I got to cut a perimeter footing around here about 6 feet wide for the walls to sit on, down about 3 or 4 more inches. And Robert has 200 tons of stone to haul. Yay, it's exciting.